Hey, what's up, friends? Moses here from Driver Success. I hope you guys are doing well. So, as you can tell, I'm recording this at night when my babies are sleeping, and so I don't know how the lighting is gonna be, but hopefully this will work best. And as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff set up here. So we are going to be using this as maybe like taking it as one trailer. This is as another trailer, and assuming this is where we want to get into. So from the last video, if you remember, we were talking about backing in a straight line, and we said that when you come into trucking and you're driving trucks and they're teaching you how to back up, they teach you to back up in a straight line. And what they want you to do is to look in the mirrors, and when you see your trailer move that side, then they tell you to steer the other end so that that trailer can come back and stay in the straight line. If it starts to go this side, then you steer this side so that it goes that side. And so we are saying that sometimes new drivers kind of think that the trailer is moving sideways like that. And so to clarify what I meant by that, let me first show you why I said that's what they think. Most of the drivers that I find backing in that are having problems are drivers who they've already set up right. They come, they set up right, and they have their trailer in there. But sometimes they get to a point where, I don't know if you guys can see this place, they get to a point where they look here and they feel like they are almost hitting this trailer. And so because they are afraid of hitting that trailer, I was saying that while they are trying to back in, they will see their trailer close to this side, and they are looking there and they are saying, oh my God, I'm gonna hit this trailer. So what they do is they steer that side because they want that trailer to go this side. But what they forget is as they steer to go that side, what they are doing actually, they are causing the trailer to go this side. And so the next thing you know, they are getting closer than getting away from the trailer, from this trailer. They realize as they steer that side, even though they want this trailer to go this side, they end up getting closer. And that is so confusing because you're like, they told me if I want the trailer to go that side, I have to steer. But what happens is as they steer, this trailer will go like this because it's trying to straighten up, but it is closing this gap here. So which is the wrong thing to do? Again, because they are thinking that by turning this side, the trailer is going to go like this, but it's actually not going to go like that. It's going to go more like this. I don't know if that explains it. So most of the time they get here and then they are afraid, so they will steer that side, and then this trailer will start going like this because they are trying to straighten it. It's more like they're getting closer than getting away. And that's because, as I said in the other video, what is moving is not this trailer moving like this. It is this trailer moving like this. So that's why when you are so close to this trailer and you try to steer that side because you want to get it away, it will end up doing this. You will end up getting closer to that side and also getting more the other side. And so you find them pulling up and pulling in. Again, when they get into the same situation, they try to steer this side so that this trailer goes that side, but it ends up doing this, which you don't want, because the right thing would be is to steer it this side so that it goes like this to straighten up. So that is one of the most confusing part, because even if you set up right, if you don't get that concept when you are close here, it's gonna always mess you up and you will end up pulling up and trying again, pulling up. That's where I see the problem comes from. And so that's what I want to explain, how I personally do it and what I think will help you. Let me take out this trailer and I'm gonna put here a line to explain that. So just assume, okay, let's do this. There's a trailer here, but because I want you guys to see, I'm gonna take it off. So when we go to shippers, at least the nice shippers and receivers, they have lines on the floor. Now, here's what I want you to think of. Let's say you were moving, right? You are moving from your house going into a new house. I want you to think of something. If, say, for example, I had this as a box that is very heavy, right? And I don't have anyone else to help me carry the box, and I have to push it. And I have to push it into maybe like into the door or into something. Let's assume that there's something here and there is something here that I don't want to hit. And I'm pushing this box by myself. It's so heavy I can't lift it up. I want you to imagine as I push it, if I'm trying to get into the door and I want to go that side, I'm gonna push it, and as I'm pushing it, I'm looking at this side to make sure I don't hit it. I don't hit whatever is there, and I don't hit whatever is there. And so I'm pushing it, I'm trying to take it in there. But what is helping me is I'm looking at the side of the box, I'm looking at the corners, I'm looking at this place and pushing this box in there so that I can get it safely in there. That's the same concept you need to have with this trailer. I'm gonna turn it upside down and do this. If I was pushing this trailer, I would hold here and then I would start pushing it, watching this side and watching this side, and then I would push it like this to get it in. So the same way, that's why I was talking about the pivot. So this pivot here, think of it as you being here pushing. And then you're gonna think of these tires as being, you know, like as if this side of the container goes all the way down. So whenever I look at these tires, I want you to think of them, wherever you look at them, think of them as a straight line. Don't think of them as just tires. Think of them as, I wish I could. Let me see if this can help. Think of them as a straight line. I hope my baby is not mad that I messed up her thing. Think of these tires as a straight line like that. And so your aim as you look in the mirrors when you're backing up, look in the mirror and look at certain points. One, as you start to back up, look at this edge and this edge, because you want this corner right here to be going in there, okay? But the next thing you want to look at is think of these tires as being aligned. Remember the box we talked about that you are sliding in? So think of the tires as being aligned like that. Okay? Instead of tires, think of them as a line like that, because they are like an extension of this container or trailer. So because you're trying to push it in. So what you want is this line to always come slowly, and you're trying to get this line on this line. Not really on the line, but as close as possible to this line. So you are thinking of it as a line. When you get there, you want to start making this line come this side, because your aim is to make this line parallel to that line, but closer to this side, because the more you keep this closer to this side, the better, because you know there is space this side. Now in this video, we are not going to talk about setup. We'll talk about that in another video. But what I want to explain is this concept of thinking of lines. Think of this line, think of this line. To start with, as you start to back up, you want this corner to get in there. You want it to be there. But as soon as you get to that point, I'm not sure if you guys can see. I don't know if I'm obstructing you or what. But I hope you still see. When you get to that point where you know that this corner right here is getting in here, what you want to start focusing on is this line. Because you want to think of it as a line that is going there, in there, and your aim is to bring that line slowly by slowly and make it to be parallel with this line, but don't take this line too far this side. Bring it as close as possible to this line, because you don't know what's at that side. Again, as I said, we'll talk about setting up in another video, but what you want is this line to be close. So it's almost like you are pushing this container like this, and then you see that, oh, okay, my corner is there, is in the space. So now you start slowly trying to bring that corner as close to possible as that. And the way to do that, again, don't confuse this. When you get here and you see that you are close to this trailer, if you need to stop and think. If you turn this the steering wheel this side, what is going to move is not the whole trailer like this. The whole trailer is not going to move like this. If you turn your steering wheel this side, this part, the end part, is the one that is going to move, because it's trying to come back underneath as you move. So what's going to happen if you turn that side and you are so close here, this is going to come closer. You're going to end up wondering, why is my trailer getting closer? It's because the trailer is not moving like this. There is a pivot point here, it's moving like this. So always remember the trailer, it's the behind part that is moving like this. It's not moving like that. So the reason why I'm spending a lot of time on this is because most of the times this is where I find drivers stuck, trying to figure out, why am I trying to get my trailer to move away from here, but when I turn my steering wheel that side, it's getting closer. So drivers keep on wondering why the trailer is getting closer to that instead of getting away. So you have to think of it as if you're pushing. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where when you are like that, don't try to steer that side. What you want is to bring this part this side, because you are trying to get it into the hole. I don't know if that makes sense. So always when you are steering your trailer into the hole, remember, it's not that the trailer doesn't move like this. It moves. It's this part that is moving. So there is a pivot point here, and it's this part that is moving. So if you ever find yourself like that, don't try to steer that side to try to get it away from there. What you want to do in that circumstance is you want this side to come this side. So you are going to steer your steering wheel this side like that, right? Because you want this to come like that. You want that part, that behind part, to start moving this side, not moving that side. So if you can get that, I promise you, it will, because I know most of the drivers I find, they already know how to set up, but the confusion comes when they get here at that place. They feel like they're gonna hit the trailer that is here, and so they want to increase this distance, and for them to do that, they think they have to steer this side so that the trailer gets this side. But when they do that, this trailer here is going to come closer instead of moving away. So you always want to remember that what you are really thinking of is the behind part. When you get in a situation like this, you don't want your trailer to go that side. You want this part to come this side. So you have to counter steer it this side so that it gets in here. So again, let me try to recap what I said. Think of these tires as having a straight line here, so that when you get here, you want that straight line to come parallel to this line on the ground. And as much as possible, try to keep it as close as possible to this side, because the closer you are to this side, you know for sure the more space you have this side. Because after you straighten up your truck and you are like this, you can then pull up. You can pull up by coming this side like this. That's why I was telling you to learn how to do the serpentine move, because that's going to help you now to pull up, to know how to pull up and get straight so that you can back up and kind of have the same distance either way or on either side. But in this video, what I wanted to show you was that, and why I told you to practice the serpentine move, and also why don't think of the trailer moving like this, think of the trailer moving like this. I hope that helps. But again, if you learn to look at this as a line that you are bringing to put in here, and if you learn that the trick is when you ever find yourself in this situation where your trailer is like that and you don't have a lot of space, either you're going to pull forward and set it up again, or if you start steering this side, you want this trailer to start getting that side, not getting away from it. Because if you steer your steering wheel this side, you are telling this part to go this side, which you don't want. Right now, because this doesn't have the right move, you think that it's getting away, but in actual sense, as you do that and you're moving, this is going to come closer like that, and that's not what you want. So when you get to that point, what you want is this side to go this side, and so for you to do that, you have to steer this side so that you get it to go that side.